All right, next question we have is, how did Satan fall while in heaven? So Satan is a created being. He was a created angel. He is not divine. God is the only one divine. He is the creator, the controller of all things. Satan is a created being. And we're given descriptions of Satan, or accounts of Satan, in just a few places in reality across the Bible. So in Genesis 3, where we see him tempting Adam and Eve to what? Question God. That if they eat of this fruit, they will be like God. And then we see him again in Job, where he kind of asks God for permission to tempt Job to see if Job would still worship God if his life wasn't going so good. So in these two instances, we see once, what is Satan doing? He is tempting. He's trying to get people away from being obedient to God. And so why did Satan fall? Well, I think it's simple from these things, and even once again, the final example of Jesus' own temptation by Satan is what? Is for Jesus to worship Satan, for God himself to worship a created being rather than the other way around. And so taking these things, as well as some symbolic descriptions in Ezekiel 28 and Isaiah 14, it's my view here that Satan fell because of his pride or his desire to usurp God. He wanted to be worshipped. And once again, I think looking at the three instances of tempting Adam and Eve, tempting Job, tempting Jesus, all these things are Satan's goal, is to get worship on himself rather than on God. And so that is how Satan fell. Sometime after God created the angels, and obviously then before he goes and tempts Adam and Eve. So we're not sure exactly when it happened, but that's when that's how it occurred, is basically, sin enters in. Satan tries to usurp God's throne. So did sin exist there, as a follow-up question? So I'm guessing, did sin exist in heaven? No, because once Satan sins, then as Jesus says, Jesus sees Satan being not falling from heaven, but being cast out, being pushed out, being thrown down from heaven as punishment by God. So God is holy and perfect. Sin cannot dwell with God, and so he casts Satan out of his presence. That's why in eternity, sin will no longer be there. Sin will be getting punished in hell, where Satan will be as well. Satan was not ruling hell. Hell is where Satan will be punished alongside of everyone else who does not choose to worship and serve God. I hope this answers your question.